Hey, how are you guys doing? My name is Jelani Perkins. Some of you guys may know me personally. Some of you guys have been following me on TikTok for a while. And some of you guys, this might be your first impression of me. I would like to think that I am a man of many talents. One of those talents is writing. Now, I've written poetry, spoken words, I've written scripts, and right now I am currently working on writing a book. One of the things I wanted to start doing was introducing my book to you guys, joining the book talk. I would like to think that I've created a very interesting, not only story, but world, and I wanted to start sharing it with you guys. This is kind of my first time doing this regarding my book. So I think that I'm going to start with a certain regime. Once a week, I will start reading excerpts from my book. The first few videos are definitely going to be from the first chapter, which I kind of made as a prologue to the story. Every day throughout the week, I'm going to post more videos on, say, my world building, mechanics of how things happen in my world. This is going to become clear in a second. So the reason I'm going to post a lot about that is because I've created a very unique system. And here's basically the explanation of why. So my story, I'm thinking, is going to be a series of books. Aiming for 4, might be 5. I'm titling the series Bloodstone. Since this video is the first video and basically the introduction of this story to you guys, I will kind of explain the basic plot. So in my book, it's basically a world where people have elemental powers. If I were to summarize the plot in a sense, in a world where people have elemental powers, a war breaks out. It breaks out as a battle to basically gain control of the largest depository of Bloodstone. Bloodstone is a precious gem where the powers that these people encompass originated from. Not only did it originate from Bloodstone, but Bloodstone in its purest form is a very high conductor of these abilities. I guess you can say that it's a slight coming of age story because the main character and his best friend who accompanies him through his journey are basically at that late teenage years going into adulthood. They basically get thrown into the middle of this war that breaks out. And mind you, it's been peaceful times in the world that I'm creating for a very long time now. So this is the first sign of all-out war that basically anyone alive in the story has seen. Now, if you're wondering, yes, this story was heavily inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender. However, there's a lot of differences that I personally inputted to make sure that it was its own unique story. And that's where that comes in with me releasing videos about the mechanics of my world and how things work, because it's completely different from Avatar. Don't get it twisted. So yes, the elements are earth, water, fire, and air per usual. However, there is a 5th element in my book called life. Now, mind you, a lot of the, I guess, specifics of these elements and how they're controlled and what happens with them is going to be explained in later videos as I continue to slowly give out information on how my world works. However, just know, and you will get to see exactly how this information ties into my book, is that the elements, this book is very scientifically based. So yes, there is a huge fantasy element to it. Obviously, people with elemental powers and fighting, and it's a whole nother setting. Speaking of setting, the world does have a steampunk setting, which, if you're not familiar with steampunk setting, it's almost like where technology and elements could really coincide together without creating too much of a discontinuation. Or maybe not discontinuation, maybe sort of compatibility. The scientific minds and just the technological advancements of this world are very modernized. The technology that they have is very similar to what we have today in the real world, and there's going to be some things that are more old-fashioned, you know, kind of like steam engine 1800s vibes. However, there are some technology that will give it a almost futuristic feel. I'm basically doing my best to give the best balance of that kind of retro and futuristic combination, is why I went with the steampunk theme. I look forward to giving you guys more information, to reading excerpts from my book and seeing what you think. Also, I do plan on, addressing any possible comments or questions. So feel free to ask questions about what you might want to know, what you might want to learn about what my book is about. Those questions also might give me a little more insight as to what videos I should post from day to day. Also, it gets me very excited when people ask questions about these, because I've been working on this book, and not necessarily as a book, because originally I was kind of writing this in the sense of like, I'm going to write a manga. However, it slowly started to transform into me creating a book. And I think that a book is more versatile in that that it could be adapted into so many other different avenues, starting off as a book. I've drawn concept images of weapons, legendary weapons in specific, and I will make some more videos reiterating what those are and kind of going into a little bit detail of what their significance is in the story. But just in general, this is my introduction video. Like I said, comment, ask questions, and hopefully it can give me a sense of what videos people would like to see of me explaining things as we go along. And hopefully as you get more interested in my story and in this world that I'm building, I would get more of a following and more people who would be interested in reading it once I publish it. As of right now, I am a little over halfway done with the book. I've written over 51,000 words. I was aiming for this book to be about 85 to 90,000, but I just hit the midway point, and I think it's probably going to be about 100 to 110,000 words, maybe even more. But I'm very excited. I've been working on this book and this concept story for a very long time, for over 8 years now, and I just... I'm really excited. And I hope that the more videos I post and the more questions you guys ask and what I answer will get you guys more excited for the book as well. So thank you for tuning in. I plan on posting a lot more videos about the information. And like I said, reading bits from my story. So stay tuned. And I really do hope you guys enjoy it and get hooked off of basically the preview content.